What's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. Today's gonna be a little video on why we got rid of the Ecoboost and bought this 5.0. Alright, and for all you guys that are always commenting, all the haters that are always commenting, too much talking, you need to get to the point of the video. Well, this video is about talking. So if you guys don't like it, leave the video right now. Alright, so for all you guys that have came for the F-150 content, you guys are from the red platinum truck, the 3.5 Ecoboost. I'm going to be informing you guys on why we got rid of that truck and we're in this truck now. This is a single cab 5-liter truck. It's a 2016, so I went from a 2013 3.5 to a 2016 5.0. That truck was fully loaded, platinum. This truck is like the base model 2016 XL short cab, a regular cab short bed. And yeah, so we're gonna be talking a little bit today about why I did that, what are my decisions on it, and why I got rid of that Ecoboost, because that was a really nice truck. I love that truck, honestly, but then I also hated that truck because of the problems that it was giving me. And I just really didn't feel secure in driving that truck. I just never really knew if that truck was gonna leave me stranded sometimes. That truck gave me so many problems. I got it with 86,000 miles and I got rid of it when it had 103,000 miles. So I put quite a bit of mileage on it, but half of the time, half of that mileage, it was inside of the freaking shop. So let's just rewind it a little bit. When I first got it, man, it was a beautiful truck. It was my first purchase, so I was really excited to buy it. I've heard of the Ecoboost problems in the past. That's why I really didn't want to get an Ecoboost. I was looking for a 5-liter, and that truck was actually advertised as a 5-liter truck. So I drove all the way to Houston. It was 3 hours away. And I showed up, popped the hood, and what do you know, it's the 3.5 liter V6. I mean, I already drove there, I had the cash in hand, I was ready to buy the truck. It sounded good, everything sounded great. I took it on a test drive. It drove fine. It seemed like it didn't have that much power, but you know, I figured that maybe it's because it's a V6. It's a twin turbo. I'm used to driving a Mustang, so yeah, I mean, it's a truck, so it's not gonna be that quick. I ended up purchasing the truck. I got that truck, and I excuse the radar detector, it's gonna be going off in this video. I got that truck with 80,000 miles. Like I said, I got it for a killer deal. It was a 2013 with 80,000 miles, and it was a platinum. I got it for 22 grand, and I ended up selling it. I'll give you guys right now. I ended up selling it for 24 a year later with 103,000 miles. So I made some money on it, but you know, I kind of just broke even after I bought the extended warranty and all that, but we're gonna go into that as well. So not even 2 weeks having it, guys, I remote started it at my truck, and I heard a rattle, and I thought it was an exhaust clamp loose or something like that, because it was very loud, and then it went away. Like I said, I started it at work, so I wasn't near the truck. Well, one morning I got up and I started the truck, and I was in front of the truck, and I clearly heard that it came from the engine. And I'll show you guys the video right now of me showing my dad. So yeah, that engine noise was completely disgusting, and thank God for YouTube. I looked it up on YouTube, and yep, I found out that it was the VCT chains, and the guides have gone bad. Whenever that happens, the chains loosen and they stretch, and it's a common 3.5 problem, but not at 80,000 miles. So it's just my luck that stuff happened. And like I said, I bought the extended warranty. That was my first time buying the extended warranty, and you guys always get those spam calls and all this stuff like that. And I ended up buying the extended warranty. That tacked on, I think, 4 to 5 grand on top of the whole financing process. So it tacked on a lot, but you guys are gonna understand why in this video. I am very glad I got that. They ended up not being able to find the problem at first, because when I took it to Ford, I told them it only happens on cold starts, and that problem is known to only happen at cold starts. It will not do it when it's warm, I guess, because the chain is You know, the chain is warm, all the guides are warm and everything like that, so everything is good. It only happens when the engine is completely cold. So I told them, keep it there for a couple days, don't start it for 2 days, then start it. So they ended up finding out that it was the chains, the tensioners, just like I told them, but the dealership has to find out what it is. They ended up doing that. They changed the cams, they changed the phasers, they changed everything, the chains, all that stuff, and that thing right off the bat was about like 3 grand. So that almost paid off the extended warranty in that first service of like 2 weeks of having the truck. So I got the truck back. I was really excited, really happy. Noise wasn't happening anymore. The truck was running great. Really, you know, just stoked with the truck and glad I had it back. So then I ended up getting it back. I drove it for another couple thousand miles and I started towing with it. It towed my car great. For you guys that are the 3.5 fanboys out there, that truck it towed great. I towed my car hauler with my car on the back. That's around 5,000 pounds. Towed it like it was never there, and completely awesome. I mean, shout out to Ford for that. The V6 twin turbo makes great torque numbers, so the truck drove awesome and towed awesome. When I started towing, the truck started setting a code, and it happened when I first towed a set of jet skis, which is not a lot of load at all. I know that it was probably less than 1,000 pounds between the jet skis and the trailer. So it set a code. I pulled out my scanner. I checked out what the code was. The code ended up being an underboost condition, and I was like, okay, this is not good. I've read up on the Ecoboost, and the turbos and the wastegates like to stick or start going out around 100,000 miles, and this truck only has like 90,000 miles. Why is this happening to me? Here we go with another headache. And just before that, it was just in the shop. The truck was in the shop for about a month, and I just had the car back for maybe a month or so, and now it's already gonna go back. So I cleared the code hoping it would never come back, and it never did. It only happened whenever I was towing something, so I figured it was because I was putting a lot of load on the engine and putting a lot of load on the turbos. The turbos were having to make more boost and stuff like that, so I ended up towing my car. That happened again, and then on the way back I cleared the code and it came back when I was driving without a trailer. So I figured, okay, let's take it into the shop and do all the, you know, whatever they have to do to find it. So they ended up finding out, I don't know, they've ended up finding out that one, the wastegates were sticking, so it was leaking boost the whole time. Remember when I told you guys that the truck felt a little bit sluggish and didn't feel fast? Well, that was the reason. I guess it was leaking boost the whole time, and I wasn't getting the right amount of boost, and that truck was terrible on gas mileage. Before I lifted it and I put 35s on it. It looked pretty good compared to the regular, you know, small tires it had. But even before that, the gas mileage was garbage. Like driving in the city, I would get like 15, 14 miles per gallon, and on a stock truck, and V6, you know, it's supposed to be the Ecoboost saving gas and stuff like that, 14 miles per gallon on a stock truck, which was completely garbage to me. So after I lifted it, then I was getting like 12 miles per gallon, which, you know, it makes sense because you put bigger tires on it, it's gonna lower the gas mileage. I know how that thing goes. But remember how I told you guys that it felt like it had no power? Well, they went ahead and changed the turbos. One, because the Ecoboost, the wastegates are mounted on the turbos. It's one complete unit, so you cannot change the wastegates and not change the turbos. So both of the wastegates were sticking, so they had to change the turbos and the wastegates. Then they found out, well, when they were taking my exhaust manifolds off, the studs broke, so they had to put new studs in there. Then they found out I had a crack in my intercooler. All turbo problems, right? All 3.5 problems. There was a crack in my intercooler, so they had to get a new intercooler. Then they found out that my blow-off valve had a hole in it. New blow-off valve. That job itself was another like 4 grand, and my deductible on the warranty is only $100, man. So that whole job was like another 5 or 6 grand. The job before that was like 3 or 4 grand. I paid a total of $200 taking the truck, which I'm so grateful for. Thank God I bought that, because if I didn't have the extended warranty and that first thing happened, I probably would have lived with the chain rattle until something broke. And if something did break, you know, I'd be stranded. That was my only vehicle for transportation because my Mustang was down. And number two, if that turbo thing happened, I would have lived with that until I could have got rid of that truck, number one, or probably got rid of that truck because I'm not paying 4 to 5 grand for new turbos, because that's just ridiculous. So after the extended warranty fixed that problem, I took it out of the dealership and I did a pull on it, and that truck felt crazy. You ready, baby? We gotta knock the armor off the tires real quick. See what it does. He said it should feel a lot faster, so let's see if they spin him. Oh! Damn! That truck felt fast, like I put a tune on it on regular gas. It felt like I put a tune on it, and it felt like it gained a couple more PSI of turbo boost. So the turbos were leaking the whole time. It had a brand new set of turbos, brand new intercooler, brand new blow-off valve, brand new chains, brand new everything. Basically the engine was brand new except for the bottom end. You know, everything was new on that truck. So you guys might be wondering, Chris, that truck is like brand new, why would you get rid of it? Guys, after all that whole scare, I'm creeping up on my extended warranty going out. It was gonna go out at 130,000. So I only had about 30,000 miles left, and that was coming up quick because I drive to work every day. I put a ton of miles on a vehicle within a year. So that was coming up, and I was like, I don't want any more problems. I don't like this V6. I don't like all these problems. I don't like my vehicle living in the shop. The twin turbo 3.5, it has little quirks to it. Like they say it's the direct injection because those engines are DI, which is direct injection, and they have another set of injectors and they tick really loud, and they're saying that that's just the injectors. This thing ticked loud. I mean, like loud as hell. It sounded like a lifter tick. I hated that. I was at a drive-thru and it sounds like a diesel. And another thing that they say is normal for those trucks is when you're parked at a stoplight, that it's normal for the engine to shudder, misfire. It feels like it's misfiring. The truck is revving up and down on the RPMs, and they're saying it's completely normal. That's what Ford told me. It's completely normal. And I did not like that. I hated that. I felt like the truck was missing. It felt like I needed spark plugs. I changed the spark plugs. I gapped them to a certain range. I used different fuels. I did all that stuff, guys. I got a catch can because I am used to changing my oil 7,000 to 8,000 miles with synthetic fluid. Around 6,000 miles, my truck literally started knocking. It sounded like it was knocking. I checked the oil dipstick. There was no oil on the dipstick. This truck has consumed so much oil that the oil was not on the dipstick anymore. I put some oil in it, and thank God the noise went away. But I don't know how bad I starved the engine of oil. I don't know how bad the bearings got chewed up, if they got chewed up at all, if it was just making noise because the oil was low. So after all that stuff was done, I said, I'm done. Take this truck from me. I'm done. Take this truck away from me. I'm never going back to the 3.5. I'm never going back to turbo, Ford, anything. Take this truck away from me. I'm done. I've had it. I don't want to do it anymore. I sold the truck. I really didn't make a lot of money. I basically cut my losses, and I broke off like scot-free because of, you know, financing the extended warranty in, tax, title, and license, and all that stuff. I ended up selling the truck for 24 grand, which, you know, isn't bad. I got more money for it than my initial investment on the truck. So, and I drove it for a long time. It put in work for my Mustang, towing it around. So, you know, I think that was a good price for it. For at 103,000 miles, it was a platinum. Beautiful, beautiful truck, guys. If I had that truck with a 5-liter in it, I would have kept that truck my entire life. I guarantee it. That truck was beautiful. It was just more than I needed, honestly. I never used that back seat. I never used the heated and cool seats. You know, here in Texas, it's starting to cool down. You can see, guys, I'm wearing a hoodie. It started to cool down. Heated and cooled seats, I never used them. Beautiful, beautiful brown leather. I noticed that I don't really need all that stuff. So that's exactly why I got this truck. This truck now is a single cab. It's a 2016 XL F-150 short bed, regular cab. So you guys can see there's no back seats, it's just a regular cab, and it's the 5-liter. So this is the Gen 2 Coyote, and it has the 6R80, the same transmission that was in my red truck, the 3.5. And these engines are tried and true, man. They've been out since 2011. I'm a huge Coyote fan, and I love the Coyote cars. So I figured I might as well hop in a Coyote F-150. And you guys know that are from the channel. If you guys aren't, you know, we do a lot of Mustang stuff here, racing stuff, and these trucks have a lot of potential to go fast, and that's our goal with it. I don't plan to make it like a race truck or anything like that. This is my daily driver. It's very, very fun. It gets out of its own way. It could probably take on a lot of things on the street. The fastest this truck has been is a 13.7. and that's pretty quick for a truck. So this thing does everything that I needed to do. It can tow my car. I could throw stuff in the bed, you know, transfer around some things if I need to move things around. It was great on gas mileage. And regular gas on the way home from the dealership, it was getting 20 miles per gallon on the freeway. A V8 getting more gas mileage than a 3.5 liter V6. So I mean, I don't know the logic there, but it's Ford's logic, I guess. It got 20 miles per gallon back. I'm on E85 now, I'm tuned, so it's not really getting that great of gas mileage anymore. It's still getting more than the Ecoboost with lifted N35s. It's getting, it'll get like 14 to 15 miles per gallon on E85, like 17 to 18 on 93. So yeah, I mean, this truck is just, it's a good bang for your buck. It's quick, it's light, it's fast. It's not that fast, but it can be very fast. It's reliable. I haven't had any issues with this truck. Thank God I don't even have to knock on the dashboard, because I know that this truck, these Gen 2 Coyotes are tried and true. They last a long time. The only things, you know, you have to worry about with the Coyotes is, you know, the VCT solenoid's going out, but that's not really too common. It does happen to some people, but usually that's because of, you know, you don't really take care of the maintenance as well, and you're not doing your frequently oil changes. So I plan to do full synthetic on this truck. I'm gonna be changing the oil every 5,000 miles. You know, keep up with the maintenance. I got this truck with 28,000 miles, so this is like my newest vehicle I've ever had. Everything has always had over 80,000 miles when I bought it. This truck now has 30,000 miles, man. So it feels like a brand new truck to me. I love this truck. It is awesome. The only thing that I really don't wish for more. I wish that this truck would tow easier, but it does have 331s in it, so I'm probably gonna do 373s or 390s, so it could tow the car a lot better, like the 3.5 did. I think the 3.5 had 355s in it, but just to give it some more power band, give it some more low end torque, I plan to gear it, you know, make it more stronger to tow the car. Like I said, it's only me and my lady that ride in this truck, so I don't need a backseat. I never use the backseat of the red truck. I'm more than satisfied with this truck, and I got this truck for 24 grand with 30,000 miles. So you guys know I sold the truck for 24 grand. I basically got this truck. It was like almost like a fair trade. Yes, this is a base model. It doesn't have the heated and cooled seats. It doesn't have leather seats. It doesn't have all those crazy amenities. I don't need that stuff. I could put in a lot of the stuff. These cloth seats are gonna go. I'm gonna do a set of Corbeau racing seats in it. I'm gonna lower the truck. I already had an exhaust on it. It was stupid loud, so I got rid of that. Now you can hear, you know, it's pretty quiet. But you know, this thing has way more kick to it than the 3.5 did. Let's get back on the freeway. And the 3.5 will never sound that good no matter what exhaust you put on it. So yeah, guys, let me know if you guys have had any 3.5 liter Ecoboost or any Ecoboost terrors that made you do the switch. I love the 5.0. I love V8s. I'll never go back to any turboed anything. Maybe some V6 naturally aspirated Fords are good. I just know that there's a lot of problems with these Ecoboost motors, and maybe that's why Ford loves them. Maybe that's why Ford is putting so many out there, so you know, you could end up back at the dealership spending a lot of money on their cars. These 5.0s, they're great. They tow good. Not as good as a 3.5, but they can still get the job done. Just because they don't have those turbos. Do a couple bolt-ons, do a tune to a 5.0, and they'll tow all right. So I'm good with the 5.0. I'm good with this truck. I plan to keep this truck for a very long time. I'll probably keep it in the family. I'll probably never get rid of it. I love this truck. I'll end up getting a diesel later on, Ford powered as well. You know, for the tow rig and everything like that, but I do plan to keep this truck a long time. I'm not worried every single time I drive it. I'm not scared that this truck is gonna leave me stranded. I'm not scared that I'm gonna spend a couple $1,000s at the dealership whenever something breaks. I'm very, very happy with this truck, guys, and I definitely recommend, if you guys are having problems with your 3.5, 2.7, if you guys are having a problem with your Ecoboost F-150, get rid of it, make the switch to the 5.0. You guys will not regret it. It's gonna save your pocket, your wallet will be happy, and overall you will be happy, man. You will have that stress-free. A vehicle is not supposed to bring you stress, man. You're supposed to enjoy it, it's supposed to get the job done, and that's it, man. You're not supposed to stress over your vehicle, spend a ton of money. You know, you wanna buy a vehicle and be done. So I just really recommend getting away from that Ecoboost stuff. I know that there's a lot of guys out there, I know this, that have gone 200,000 miles with their Ecoboost and have not gotten no problems. Not changed the turbos, not done the guides, not done the chains, not done the intercooler, nothing. I've heard that you just maintain those things and they're good. Maybe it was my fault for having shitty luck, or maybe the guy didn't maintain the truck as well as you're supposed to. But 80,000 miles, man, and the truck starts ticking, that's a no for me. I mean, that's just that shouldn't happen. 100,000 miles, that shouldn't happen. You know, it should last a lot longer than that. I wouldn't be complaining here, making a whole video on this, if the truck started doing that at 150, 180,000 miles. I would say, okay, the truck's kind of old now. 80,000 miles, man, that's ridiculous. So I mean, that's just gonna wrap up the video for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out with me, hearing my story, hearing my rant on why I got rid of that truck, why I got rid of that headache. And it's far gone. I think they already sold it. They had it posted for like 28 grand. So whoever bought that truck, everything's done to it. It's like basically new motor, so I don't think anything else should happen to it, but you never know. It's a 3.5, anything can happen. Yeah, I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad I got the 5.0 now, and I'm just really happy, guys. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing, hit that like button for me, giving you guys all this information, all this stuff, and I really appreciate you guys coming and checking me out. I'll have another video next Sunday. Every single Sunday we drop new videos, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you guys on the next one. It's your boy 4.6Chris. See you later, man. Peace.
I am girl in my dreams, I said I know it. In my